Hello friends, today we are starting with earth shock. So what is earth shock? So the name itself it is telling it is one type of the electric shock where earth will be also part of circuit. Okay, so let us understand in detail. In this figure we can see on the left side we have current supply. It is nothing but source of electricity. On right side we have electrical equipment. Generally we call it load, L-O-A-D, load. So this load or electrical equipment is the machine that needs electricity. Now from this current supply or source of electricity, current is given to electrical equipment by live wire. Clear? So what is the function of the live wire? So it provides current from current supply or source of electricity to electrical equipment or load. Now the same current will be utilized by electrical equipment or load. Now, from this electrical equipment or load, the current will be returned to current supply or source of electricity by neutral wire. So, what is the function of the neutral wire? To return the current back to current supply or source of electricity. Now, third wire will be earthing wire. So, that will be inside the earth, okay, and that will be connected to neutral wire. So, whatever the extra amount of current is coming, that will be entering into earth. Earth is very good conductor, so earth will never refuse to accept this current. Now at our home we are seeing this 3-pin plug. So which are these 3 prongs of this plug? So upper one, that is larger one, so that is related to earthing wire. Okay, so this upper prong of the plug will be fitted into upper hole of socket. Okay, so the upper hole of socket will be having connection with earth with one wire. Clear? Okay, now remaining two, they are connected to two separate holes in socket. So one will be for connection with neutral wire and one will be for connection with live wire. Clear? So upper prong, I repeat, that is for earthing. Okay, and remaining two, one will be for live wire and one will be for neutral wire. Live wire means from source of electricity to load. Neutral wire means from load to source of electricity. Now just imagine that if one bird is sitting on any wire that is carrying this current, but still the bird is not getting shock. Why? So you can see the bird is sitting on live wire and there are 2 points of contact A and B. Clear? So here the potential difference, okay, that will not be much between the point A and point B. Why? Because both of them they are on live wire only. Clear? Okay, so there will not be more change of this electric charge between the point A and point B. So current will never enter into bird's body. Why? Because whenever the current flows from point A to point B, there should be presence of potential difference between these 2 points. Potential difference means what? So the amount of electric charge should not be equal. Clear? So if this is equal on 2 points, so current will never pass between these 2 points. Clear? Okay, now get another example. So if any human is touching live wire, okay, and at the same time human is also touching earth, so that person or that human will be getting electric shock. Why? Because on one side he is touching live wire, on another side he is touching earth. So definitely the amount of electric charge will be different on live wire as well as earth. So the current will naturally enter into the earth, but the problem is current is entering into earth by using your human body. Clear? So what is happening? Current from live wire enters into human body and from human body it enters into earth. So definitely the person will get electric shock, that is known as earth shock. Clear? So here the person is touching live wire. So what happens if the person is touching neutral wire? So if the person is touching neutral wire and earth together, so person will not be getting earth shock. Clear? Because again here the difference of electric charge will not be much. Clear? So what is earth shock by definition? Okay, so when a person comes in contact with live wire and earth together, he may receive electric shock, and that electric shock it is known as earth shock. So here you can see in this figure, person is coming in contact with live wire and earth together. That's why, as we discussed, current enters from live wire to human body and from human body to earth. That's why the body is becoming part of circuit. Clear? And we are getting earth shock. Now, earth is very good conductor of electricity, and earth is definitely large also. So current will always prefer to enter into earth. But how this will be possible? So this will be possible in that way that current from live wire enters into the victim's body, and from there it will enter into earth. So as we discussed, we are becoming part of circuit and we are getting earth shock. Now, another part of the earthing we need to understand here. So in this upper diagram, you can see that rectangle is your particular instrument, okay, and that is having casing of metal. So many instruments, they are having circuit inside definitely, but outer casing means outer covering is also made up of metal. Okay, for example, if we think of TV remote, so definitely the circuit is inside the remote, but the outer casing or outer cover is made up of plastic, so we are not getting any type of the shock. But if you think of our central processing unit of computer, or if you think of few physiotherapy equipment, so outer casing or this covering is also made up of this metal. Clear? So many times it happens that internal circuit, by any faulty mechanism or loose wire or loose connection, the internal circuit will be in contact with internal side of casing. The casing or covering itself, it is made up of metal. So when you touch from outside, you will be getting earth shock. So what is the mechanism behind this? Let us understand. In the first diagram, you can see that this casing is connected with earth. So you can simply touch this casing or covering, but current will never enter into your body. Current will prefer to enter into earth directly. Clear? So current is entering into earth, but it is not taking pathway of victim's body. Why? Because here the current has two options. Either current can enter into human body or current can enter into earth. So definitely the earth is very good conductor as compared to human body. So current will naturally enter into earth directly. But in case if the current is not getting any connection with earth, in that case, if you are coming in contact with earth and live wire together, current will enter into your body to enter into earth. Is this clear? But in this case, current gets direct connection with the earth, so it will not enter into human body. Now second example, here the casing or covering of the apparatus, it is not connected with earth. So if you touch this casing, you may get shock. Clear? So this is the importance of earthing. Clear? So now where the earthing will be given? So if you think of the socket, so socket will be having 3 holes. So upper part or upper hole of the socket will be having connection with earth by one conducting wire. Clear? Now we know that if we are coming in contact with live wire and earth together, we will be getting earth shock. Okay, so which are the options or which are the possibilities where we can come in contact with live wire? So they are as follows. First, by touching any part of the circuit when the current is passing through it. So definitely if we touch live wire when the apparatus is on, definitely we are coming in contact with live wire. Now if the covering of lead with insulating material is not proper and conducting part is exposed to environment. So we all know that this wires, they are covered with insulating material. Okay, so generally we are finding this black color lead or red color lead or green color lead. So all these are materials made up of insulator. Okay, so generally rubber is used, okay, to cover this conducting part, that is wire inside this lead. Now this leads many times with repeated use, they are getting damaged. Clear? So this outer covering of this insulating material of rubber, that will be damaged. So it is possible that wire inside this insulating material is directly exposed to environment, and sometimes by mistake we or even patient may touch this exposed part of wire. Now if the wire comes in contact with metal casing of any instrument. So as we discussed, definitely the circuit inside all the apparatus will be made up of conducting material, but sometimes the casing or covering, okay, that will be also made up of metal. So actually the circuit and this metal casing both will be separated, but just by any damage or just by fall of that instrument or just because of any other damage, the internal circuit, it is touching with inside of metal casing. So now this casing will be also passing electric current when the machine is on. Clear? So whenever this wire comes in contact with metal casing from inside, okay, so if you touch from outside, then also you will get shock. Now if the switch does not break live wire, so whenever we have live wire and neutral wire, so definitely the switch will be connected in live wire in series. Clear? So when the switch is off, so live wire is broken, okay, so circuit is not complete. Whenever the switch is on, so live wire will be complete, okay, the circuit will be also complete. So here the live wire should be having provision of switch. Many times it is happening that due to some human error, that switch, instead of breaking live wire, it breaks neutral wire. So we can say that by mistake the switch is fitted into neutral wire. So what happens, that even if the switch is off, clear, so there is connection between this source of electricity and load, okay, so current will be continuously passing from source of electricity to load, clear, and that will be given back to the neutral wire, and from neutral wire it will be sent to earth, okay. So here even when the switch is off, okay, so you will be having passage of current from live wire. Why? Because the switch is not breaking live wire, clear. So by all these possibilities we are coming in contact with live wire. Now on another side, how we can come in contact with earth? So possibilities are, if we touch any conductor which is in contact with earth, clear. For example, if I am on the second floor, okay, so it is not like that I am not in contact with earth, definitely I am in contact with earth. Even if I am on the 20th floor, I am in contact with earth, okay, it's not like that if I am at more height I am safe, clear, because this gas lines, pipelines of the water, all these are passing, clear. So if I am in contact with any gas line or water pipeline, okay, on any of the floor, so that pipeline of the gas or water will be in contact with earth, so indirectly I am in contact with earth, clear. So by touching any conductor which is in contact with earth. Another possibility is, if we are on any metal furniture, so metal beds, metal chairs, nowadays no one is using, but in the few years back if we think, so metal beds and this metal chairs, all these were available. So if I am sitting on metal bed or metal chair, so even though my feet they are not on the ground, indirectly I am in contact with earth by this metal furniture. Now especially when the floor is damp, okay, so wet, so that is very common in rainy season, and even in the regular seasons also, our floor is damp in case of bathroom and washroom, clear. So we all know that there is one tradition that we are entering into bathroom or this washroom by wearing slippers. So that is actually very safe practice, because even if the floor is damp, so by this layer of slipper or by this layer of any footwear, we are not in contact with earth, clear. So connection to the earth may be made by this three possibilities. Now when we will get earth shock, so earth shock we will be getting when we are coming in contact with live wire and earth together. So we learned few possibilities of coming in contact with live wire, and we learned few possibilities of coming in contact with earth. So if any one of this happening, okay, we will not be victim of earth shock. But if both of this they are occurring together, means we are coming in contact with live wire with any of the possibility explained, and at the same time if we are coming in contact with earth with the possibility explained. Yeah, so if we are coming in contact with live wire and earth together, definitely we will be getting earth shock. Now which are the precautions those we can practice against the earth shock to prevent the earth shock? So department should be designed in such a way that earthing facility is there. So earthing facility means what? Just by using 3-pin plugs we are not safe. Our building must be having good earthing facility. Clear? So the socket has 3 holes. So upper hole should be having connection with earth by one conducting wire. Then and then we can say that we have good earthing facility. Floor should not be wet. Definitely, if the floor is wet, okay, your skin comes in contact with that floor and your skin resistance will reduce directly from 1 lakh ohm to 1000 ohm. Okay, so your skin resistance will reduce. So definitely, if the skin resistance reduces, it will be very easy for the current to enter into human body. Clear? So floor should not be wet. Floor should be of insulating material. So definitely it is made up of tiles, so that will be this insulating material only. But just imagine that if it is not there, so you can simply use carpet. Okay, so this carpet will be working as one of the layer between the human body as well as earth. Clear? But again, this carpet should not be wet from both the sides, otherwise we are in contact with earth. Clear? Now, many times even the floor is made up of insulating material. We have to take care that water is not leaking through certain cracks in the tiles. Clear? Because most of the time wherever you have public place, so you will see that flooring is always damaged because it will be having multiple uses. So same may be seen in few of the hospitals which are not in good setup. So this floor is broken and tiles they are broken. Clear? So from this cracks in the tiles also we are making contact with earth. So that should be taken care that water is not leaking from this cracks. Okay, otherwise if we are coming in contact with this cracks, indirectly we are coming in contact with earth. Now, physiotherapist and patient should always wear footwear. Okay, any footwear like shoe, slipper, chappal. Okay, any one is fine. You might have seen many electricians whenever they are entering into our home, or sometimes even if they are working on the poles on the side of the roads. Okay, when the power is cut, so they will never touch any line without wearing shoes. Clear? Why? Because these shoes will be avoiding your contact with earth. Clear? So that will be one of the insulating material between the human body and earth. So it is always good practice to wear the footwear. Now, whenever you are designing department, physiotherapy department, so you should take care that all the gas lines and water pipelines, they are not from inside. They should be always from outside. Clear? So it is possible whenever you are designing, but initially if the building is already constructed and then you are purchasing your clinic, or then you are taking on rent, then it will be difficult. Now switches must be there in each electric line. Okay, and it must break live wire. Okay, so generally we have all the equipments, they are having their own switches, but many times if you go for already constructed department, or if you are hiring any department for running your clinic, so they will not be having more amount of sockets on the wall. Otherwise, if it is designed specially for you, then we will be seeing that in electrotherapy department on every 3 feet distance we will be having sockets, so that we are providing individual switches. Clear? But whenever you are going for hiring this space for running your clinic, or sometimes already it is developed and then you are purchasing that space, so in that case you should be doing all these facilities so that you will be having separate switch for each electrical line. Clear? And even if you use the distribution board or extension board, so that also you can purchase of that way that each and every socket is having its own separate switch. Clear? So that you are breaking live wire of individual circuit. Fuses must be there in department. Fuses are also there in equipment, so we should be having that knowledge that if you feel any problem, so you can remove the fuse directly, so that excessive current is not entering into machine, as well as it is not entering into human body also. So fuses will be there, and most of the time if the current is more, so fuse itself will be blown. Clear? So if the fuse is blown, so definitely the circuit will be broken, because the fuse will be in series with circuit. Clear? So definitely if the fuse blows, circuit will be broken, and ultimately we are safe. Now, especially what are the precautions whenever the treatment is given in water bath? So for example, Faradic foot bath, where the treatment is given in one container, okay, and in this container the feet will be dipped into the water. So this container will be filled with water, okay. So here water should be filled in insulating material. So in this diagram you can see that it is made up of plastic. Okay, so this plastic container, it is also having one covering with the plastic sheet. Clear? So this should be of insulating material. Why? So it is very simple answer, that if this container is made up of conducting material, so our feet, they are in contact with this conducting container, and that container is in contact with floor. Okay, so that is earth. Okay, another thing, if you can observe in this figure, so the floor is also covered with sun mica. Okay, so we are breaking connection with earth here. Clear? Okay, another precaution, that container should not be leaking. So many times with repeated use, this container will be having cracks. Okay, and from that crack there will be leaking of water, and that water definitely will go into earth side. Clear? So indirectly by that water we are coming in contact with earth. Okay. Third, water should not be added when the current is flowing. Why? Because here we will be using the tap water, so that is salted water. So that will be having presence of electrolytes, and that will be allowing the current to pass. So if you add water, so definitely from this water the current may enter into our body. Clear? We all have seen that movie of Three Idiots. So what is happening, that if we are adding water, clear, so water, it is tap water we are using, so it will create this flow of electron from this container to the person who is pouring water. Okay, so that will be current from this bottom side to upside, it will come. Now by using the transformers and batteries, we can also save the victim from the earth shock. So first of all, how the batteries will save? So batteries, they will be working at lower voltage, so this low amount of voltage will not be causing any type of the shock like event. And transformer, so we can see in this figure, so on the left side the person is getting shock. Why? Because he is in contact with live wire and earth together. In this second figure on the right side, you can see that person is getting this current from transformer. Okay, so actually transformer, it is having primary coil and secondary coil, so it is not having any type of physical contact. Okay, you can compare this with your synapse. So synapse is not having any anatomical connection, it is just having physiological connection. So here also we have primary coil and secondary coil. Clear? So this primary coil is passing this voltage to secondary coil, but they are not having any type of physical contact. Clear? So definitely here the person in the right side figure, even though he is in contact with earth, he is not in contact with live wire actually. Why? Because he is touching secondary circuit, okay, and the live wire, it is in primary circuit. Clear? So anyhow he is not in contact with live wire. Clear? Even though he is in contact with that particular circuit, he is not in contact with live wire. Clear? Because this primary coil and secondary coil, they are separated, they are not having any physical contact. So use of this static transformer will also make it very safe practice, okay, to prevent the earth shock. Now patient is not supposed to touch any part of the machine during the treatment. So it is the common practice in very busy physiotherapy clinics where the patient is taught how to increase and decrease the intensity, because the therapist is not able to give time. Clear? So just therapist will leave the place after placing the electrodes, and the patient will be instructed that if you want to increase intensity or decrease intensity, you have to operate by this knob. So in that case, it is possible that there may be few faulty connections by this patient's mistake, and patient may be getting shock. If you have any question, you can ask. Thank you.